Yo, what is up guys? Delboy here, aka Blue Collar Sports TV. Hopefully you guys are doing well. If you're new here, smash that like, hit subscribe, all of that good stuff. So Tyson Fury versus Anthony Joshua. The talk continues with very little progress, and today Tyson Fury did an interview with IFL TV where he was very non-committal in regards to the Anthony Joshua fight happening next, and he touched on a few other things as well. And this interview has the boxing world up in arms, understandably so. Now, for whatever reason, my intuition tells me that this fight will be made next. I still expect this fight to get made next, but obviously, I'm not 100% sure on that. This is boxing at the end of the day. Any kind of fuckery is possible, especially when you have a character like Tyson Fury involved. Let's be honest, Tyson Fury is very economical with the truth, and he is a pathological liar, that has to be said. But you know, when you look at what Tyson Fury has been saying recently, and also his father as well, they are making a big deal of the inactivity of Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury also, in that interview with IFL TV, mentioned that he was drinking like 12 pints, etc, etc, that he wasn't exactly living the Spartan lifestyle. And obviously we also saw that picture of Tyson Fury at the beach where he looked out of shape. Now I actually believe this is very calculated by Tyson Fury. I think he's painting a certain narrative, so if he were to lose, he's basically got a built-in excuse why he lost. You know, due to the inactivity and that he had to lose some weight before this fight. I think he's putting these narratives out there for a very specific reason. I think he's using that as a built-in excuse should he lose. And let's be honest, his fan base, which are pretty fucking rabid, will eat that up should he lose. They will use those same excuses that Tyson Fury has been putting out there. That's what I think the reason is for Tyson Fury appearing non-committal in regards to this Joshua fight, and also putting out certain things in the media. That's what I think this comes down to basically. And it makes you question, how confident is Tyson Fury going into this fight? I mean, listen, Tyson Fury talks a lot, he's controversial, etc. A lot of people assume that Tyson Fury is naturally a confident character. I'm not entirely sure of that. In the ring, when it gets bad, Tyson Fury has heart and whatnot. That's not question mark in my opinion. But, you know, in the build-up to certain fights and in certain circumstances, I do question what Tyson Fury's baseline confidence is really like. You know, he's the loudest one in the room. A lot of times, people like that have naturally low self-esteem, right? And I wonder whether Tyson Fury is one of those sort of characters. I believe Tyson Fury does see Anthony Joshua as a big threat, and the biggest threat that he would have fought to date in his career. And yeah, mentally right now, Tyson Fury isn't looking all that convincing as far as I'm concerned. I'm sure people are going to play it up as mind games from Tyson Fury. Could they be right? Maybe. But to me, Joshua's not one of those guys who's going to buy this. He's not going to bite in regards to what Tyson Fury is saying. I can't see Joshua really falling for that bait, so I find it hard to believe that these are mind games from Tyson Fury. I just believe it's Tyson Fury building in an excuse should he lose this fight to Joshua. Because in the back of his mind, he knows that Joshua's no pushover. He knows that this is not an easy fight. Listen, Joshua's got his flaws, but Tyson knows this is a different kettle of fish to Deontay Wilder. Joshua's a far more offensively gifted fighter than Deontay Wilder. He's got power in both hands, decent hand speed, good combinations. He was a better amateur than Deontay Wilder. Joshua's a far more risky fight for Tyson Fury stylistically than Wilder was. And I think Tyson Fury knows that. I really do. You know, Tyson Fury losing this fight to Joshua wouldn't be the same as him losing to Klitschko in Germany. It wouldn't be the same even as him losing to Deontay Wilder in America. Losing to Anthony Joshua would be his career-defining moment, and nobody would let him live it down. I think Tyson Fury realises that, and I think that is on his mind. I truly believe that is playing on his psyche, and that is something to definitely consider for me when we go into this fight. It's funny because with Anthony Joshua, I had some concerns in regards to his mental position going into this fight. After that Ruiz loss, when I looked at that Ruiz rematch, and even the Pulev fight to a lesser degree, I saw signs that Joshua still wasn't quite over that first Ruiz loss. But I've got to be honest, right now, if we're talking about Tyson Fury versus Anthony Joshua, to me, Anthony Joshua, looks more convincing in regards to his desire to take this fight right away. Right? So, listen, we've got to scrutinise Tyson Fury right now. To me, he doesn't appear all that convincing, if I'm being honest. Is Tyson Fury playing 4D chess? Maybe, but I don't think so, quite frankly. I know his fan base will do. Listen, if that's how you feel, that's how you feel, but bro, if he does lose this fight, then stick to that. Don't use these excuses should he lose. The problem I have with this fight, and I want to elaborate a little further, if this fight does get made when it happens, this fight is going to be so much more than boxing. Whoever wins or loses this fight, there's going to be a set of people who feel validated within themselves, and there's going to be another set of people who will feel damn depressed if their guy loses. This fight is more than boxing to a lot of people, unfortunately. We live in a world now where personal sovereignty and responsibility is out the window. So a lot of these guys live vicariously through these athletes, and this is going to be one of those occasions where we see that. This fight is a lot bigger than boxing for a lot of people. And that's the reason, really, I've not really been talking about this fight all that much. That's the aspect of this fight I really don't like. I love the fight itself, it's a great fight, but there's going to be a lot of fuckery that comes with this, and anybody who can actually take a step back and see it for what it really is, just be prepared for that. Because there will be a lot of that during the build-up and during the aftermath of this fight. But yeah, Tyson Fury, he's got to be scrutinised right now, in my opinion. And he needs to be held to account. Listen, in regards to the inactivity, Tyson Fury's got no excuse. First and foremost, being out of shape and drinking and whatnot. Listen, we've known for months and months and months now that this fight was the fight to make, and they've been in negotiations now for God knows how long. Tyson Fury should have been training throughout that. Tyson Fury should have had a fight in the interim. Even if he couldn't fight in the UK due to money issues, why not have a 10-rounder on an undercard somewhere? What was stopping Tyson Fury doing that? The inactivity, being out of shape and whatnot, it is no excuse should Tyson Fury lose this fight. But listen, I still do believe this fight will happen next. For whatever reason, I could be completely wrong, and if I'm wrong, it is what it is. And whoever's to blame is going to get flamed. And whoever is to blame, I hope gets knocked out in the next fight. But listen, man, fingers crossed we see this fight next. Basically, at this point, I just want this fight done and out of the way. But there we go. Share your thoughts below. What do you make of Tyson Fury's latest interview with IFL TV? Do you think he's playing 4D chess? Or like me, do you believe there's more to meets the eye than this? Do you believe that Tyson Fury realises the gravity of the situation that he's in, and he realises what a loss means in this fight? Like I say, it's not like losing to Klitschko or even Deontay Wilder. This is V1. This is the career-defining fight. So, interesting. Share your thoughts below. I'm intrigued to hear your thoughts. And again, man, if you're a fanboy, just allow it. Just don't comment. Fuck off. But anyway, been your guy, Del Boy. Peace.